Ian, we talked a little about Atari Box info, but the Indiegogo for Atari Box launched after the last podcast.
Oh boy.
Not that long ago.
It's sitting at $2,571,380 US raised by 9,872 backers who are more than happy to part with their money.
9,898 now.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right.
So the featured is the Atari. The featured item is the Atari VCS Collector's Edition. $299. You get the wood grain version, and it's real wood on the front with your little classic joystick. That's the featured perk. 1760 claim that. All right.
Yep.
So that's the big one. Out of here. That's a chunk of them. You go down. It's not telling how many people got the Onyx VCS $200 early bird,
but there's only 179 left.
176. Oh, they're going and
quick.
Then you don't know how many are left of the VCS Onyx early plus joystick, which is $229, and so forth. And then if you can get for $279 the Onyx version, which by the way just the black one. That's like the Vader version of the Atari VCS that came out later.
Right.
That's $279 for the black version with the joystick and that generic, gamepad,
right?
Modern gamepad with a little red top on it. So then you have the all-in version.
Well, there's the all-in Onyx. That's the $279 with the joystick and the gamepad, and then the all-in Collector's Edition.
And that you can see how many claim that. That's the big one. 3,251 claim the all-in $339 version, which is the wood grain version, joystick and gamepad combo.
It's insane.
So, you want to just run through, Ian? I mean, you want to talk about, are you surprised by this? Do you want to talk about the reveal? I thought it was very interesting and telling that the video was all men in their mid-40s to early 50s talking about how cool it was to play these games back then and not really discussing
anything.
The features of the actual console.
Yeah, this is 100% an appeal to nostalgia. They are selling you a box of nostalgia. They are selling you a memory, and that's basically it. We still have almost no real idea as to what this is going to offer you on a unique level.
You got voice commands to say, "Hey, play Defender,"
sure,
or play one of the games I could have bought on a flashback the past 10 years. That's basically what you're doing.
Build an open source Linux OS. Okay.
There's streaming Twitch built in case people want to see you play your Atari box on Twitch.
I mean, still right on the front page, they are really touting those 100+ classic Atari games preloaded on the VCS, and right at the top, let's really push that we're going to include Centipede without the proper control mechanism to play it. So
that is right. When you're right, you're right, Ian. Sometimes you're right.
So many of these games, I realize that they had the home ports, but it's just they are selling you a false memory.
You're getting Tempest 4000. All right. Are you interested in Tempest 4000? It looks cool.
I love Tempest, and Jeff Minter does increasingly cooler and better versions of Tempest, but I can play other Tempest games elsewhere. I don't need to buy a $300 branded Atari plastic box to play another iteration of Tempest.
Well, Tempest, what is it? You can get that on PS4. Tempest 4000. It's on Steam. I love Tempest.
Yeah.
I'd love to get an original Tempest machine. I almost bought one back in 2003. That alone cannot justify the $300 price tag.
We are building a distinctly Atari user experience. Once again, you are playing on heartstrings and emotions. You are not selling substance. You are selling they're selling a look, a style.
There's a little GIF they put up of the collection screen of all the games that you're clicking on the boxes of the games. That's any front end has done that the past 15 years.
Right.
For MAME or whatever else. So that's not special. That should be a necessity. I mean, you have to have something like that. You bring up the game screen, like for Asteroids, you can play it. You can, I guess, delete the game, and there's info on there. The box art moves. Okay. Open and secure platform, customizable, entertainment system connectivity. Yeah, you can get Netflix on it most likely, like any other box type item the past 10 years. AMD Radeon processor, smart home integration, Atari box. Shut off my living room lights. Okay, sure.
Incredible retro futurist design.
When you go back to the video, they spent a good, I'd say, minute of that video talking about getting the angles right of the look of the console was the main focus of that video.
Well, you can tell.
Which I applaud them for. They did the refined silhouette. I have no fucking...
1977, 2017.
I have no fucking clue what that means, by the way.
Well, maybe you can tell me what a holistic ecosystem, no raw edges means.
Real wood front panel. Okay. They got a little piece of thin wood. They slap on the front.
Yeah,
all right.
Veneer.
It's a veneer. Yeah, exactly. It's a veneer. That's fine. The classic joystick that has a couple extra buttons on it that I'm still shocked that why not put a second button on there just to upgrade a little bit?
Games the way they were meant to be played, which most of them weren't meant to be played with a joystick.
Well, and that joystick, that original Atari 2600 joystick was adequate. It wasn't great back then, so something to think about as well. The modern Atari controller, which is any other controller probably off the shelf that you could, get or close to it. So that it's fine. Like, it's not bad, but it's fine. You got an Ethernet port in the back. You got a micro SD card for whatever. Maybe they're counting on this being used as a emulation machine. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I do know this, though. Not knowing that much about the specs, this isn't that powerful a machine, though.
No.
You can't play modern games on this. We know that.
The specs are rough right now, and when this is supposed to launch middle of next year, it's going to be...
Even more out of date?
Yes. I mean, that's an obvious statement, but it's just going to be...
Like, you can probably play like Android apps on here, but nothing like a modern computer games. You don't know. It's like, I don't know.
It's not good.
And then they have some quotes from people. Atari could have a real winner on its hands. That's Marco Chiappetta from Forbes.
Some of these are
winning over many Gen X converts, including me. That's Pete Paschal from Mashable.
I'm pretty sure a lot of these quotes were taken from like
press releases
ages and ages ago.
Just a look of it. Atari's new console is a true all-in-one entertainment system. That's Rob Gordon from Screen Rant. How do you know that, Rob? We don't have it in our hands.
4 front-facing mic array, Skype, Discord, etc. Required internet connection, not for classic gaming, but required to access all features. So if you just want to play your 100 built-in Atari games,
I'm sure they're gonna have a web store set up in order to buy more Atari games. But honestly, how many do they own that are viable besides that 100 that people would, first of all, want to play or pay money to play?
It's like I always say, it's not that Atari didn't have some good games, but most of their good games were best in the arcade for a lot of reasons. Specialized controllers, specialized cabinets like Battlezone, all of those things helped
Ian?
Atari's best games in the arcade.
Ian, that's a goddamn good point.
Not on consoles. So whenever I talk to people about, say, the Atari in stores, when people reminisce about Atari, they're usually reminiscing about Namco or Activision or something along those lines.
The better games on the console.
When they reminisce about Atari and it's stuff like Missile Command or Centipede or even Pong or Breakout or Tempest, a lot of times it's, when we talk about it, we immediately go to the arcade version, not the home version. We think about Tempest with the spinner. You think about Centipede or Missile Command with the trackball. Mm-hmm. Missile Command with its 3 little tiny buttons on its display panel and things like that lit up. And it's just thinking about the Atari games that were made. It's not that the home system wasn't important. It was, and it was great.
Asteroids had a unique scheme with 5 buttons.
Yeah, Asteroids has never converted particularly well to a controller.
It's not terrible on the 2600, but it's not the same experience. It just isn't.
So,
plus, it looks like ass compared to the arcade.
Nostalgia when it comes to Atari has always been something that's been fairly tricky to me when I've thought about it. And yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that a lot of people will be happy when they realize that a lot of wires have gotten crossed in their brains when they finally see what they have.
Oh yes, when they get this system and they're excited about their 100 built-in games that they all could have gotten off of various flashbacks before,
and they realize some of them are
They're gonna be
tic-tac-toe and 3D chess.
yes, or like the fucking backgammon or whatever that, the basic games.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, like you said, where's Pac-Man, where's Pitfall?
Right.
Unless they get the rights to that and get it on there.
And they could, but it's just...
Oh, they ain't getting Pac-Man.
Well,
I don't think Namco has anything to do with them. But they'll be able to get the Activision ones as they have before.
Right.
But that brings up a good point. What if this became a box? Instead of focusing on the original 2600, what if you did multiple versions of games or got the 5200 games on there? Or you did the arcade ROMs instead? Why not feature that?
Because that's not easy.
Is that the answer? It's not easy. We would need different controllers or something a little bit better than just a one-button joystick.
I mean, I feel like it's a little bit more sinister than that.
I can't picture. I mean, playing Tempest with that joy, you can't play it with the fucking controller. The joystick. You can.
Oh, Tempest is real rough with
a joystick. With the pad and using the R and left to go faster, maybe.
With an analog stick, it's playable. With
playable.
an analog stick, it's playable because you can nudge and adjust.
Sure.
But no, I mean, why? Look at this. Why would they need to put the effort in to get the 5200 versions of games on here or get the arcade ROMs on here when they can
they own them? I mean, they can easily put them on.
But why put the effort
on?
Why
bother?
Why bother when the 100 game pack is already available out there on Steam and other such things, and they probably did not have to do a whole lot of work to just dump those 100 games again onto a PC in a box.
The game list, I can't find the game list on this page.
I don't think they have one.
But they have, when you look at you see like Adventure, Asteroid, Sword Quest, Waterworld, Crystal Castle, Centipede. This is from the screen. Tempest, Gravatar, Missile Command, Battlezone, Yar's Revenge, Ninja Golf, Combat, Breakout. It's moving. They only show about 20 games. But these are the games that
you want to play.
You might actually want to play. That's like 25% of them.
Right.
The other, like you said, 75% of the other ones are going to be the ones that no one want to play.
Yeah.
Like Sea Battle or whatever. Like really simple ones that might be cute to play for a minute or two. You're like, okay. At this point, it's like playing a Tiger LCD handheld. You get rid of it. Where's the list of games? You think it's
I don't think they post. I honestly think I read somewhere that they have not posted one yet.
I cannot get over the fact that they got so much into designing the look of this system and having to make sure the lines were correct and the angles, and that's the selling point of this. But hey, you know what? Fuck me, it worked. And I never said this was going to fail, by the way.
Oh no, I was fairly certain that it was going to work. It's not going to be good.
Oh no, once it comes out, it's going to be used for a week or 2 weeks. Or maybe people will be happy they spent $300 or $250 on something that they could have spent $50 on going to their Walmart and buying a flashback for.
Yeah.
I mean, or maybe people don't give a shit. Maybe there's some charm into having running Netflix off of your retro wood-grained 40-year-old looking item. And that's the appeal. I will say this, though. I do not see anyone buying this outside of the people that are going to get the Kickstarter. I do not see this being something you can put in Toys R Us and selling for $250. Or Toys R Us anymore. And Target or in Best Buy. Absolutely not. No one will buy it.
Yeah, I don't think GameStop is going to be stocking this on the shelf next to Switches.
So this is it. They can talk about their quote unquote partners they're bringing on board, their development partners, studio partners. But I guarantee you, you're not going to see any exclusive Atari VCS titles, because that would be the worst idea in the fucking world to do that.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. This has its market rooted in nostalgia. As soon as you were to, I think, grab one of these
millipede
and actually put it in a video game retail store, just say a GameStop, if you put this on a shelf next to a PlayStation 4, a Nintendo Switch, and an Xbox One, and you ask someone with a fistful of dollars to go spend it wisely and buy a game system, and there are no eyes watching anyone, and no one's going to judge a purchase. There's nostalgia doesn't matter, collector cred, none of it matters. No one's going to buy the Atari box.
No.
So this market is not This is not being marketed to people who play games.
The games weren't even the focus of the.
This is being marketed to people who have a nostalgia fetish and want something that resembles an Atari console.
They
can turn on.
They got the director of Twitch to talk about his experience playing Atari games. So this is a slickly produced promo video, but anyone can do that. You can get people on board. Say, hey, you talk about your experience playing Atari. Sure, I can talk about that. Here, play the demo of it. But it's not. This is where it's going to live and then die. Is this campaign, and once it comes out,
they're gonna get rich.
But they're we'll see what happens if they actually can meet the expectations.
I mean, at this point, I feel like they're
gonna have to.
It's more being sold as a slightly functional piece of art than anything. I mean, so much of this is going to sit on the top of a entertainment system that is meticulously dusted once a day, and it's never going to get touched.
That's actually not a bad point about this. Could be someone. Oh, it's just a piece of art. You're right. This is a retro-ish item that harkens back to an actual retro item that's actually functional. So we won't put out the old VCS. We'll put out the new VCS. So we can actually use it as a lark. We can play Netflix on it.
Does this do anything? Oh yeah, I can turn it on.
Because no one's going to have a fucking party and say, let's break out the Atari VCS and let's play Warlords on these 40-year-old style joysticks.
People who want to do that already have the setup available to do that.
Yes. And they have a better setup than what this provides.
Yep.
Versus booting it on.
Because fucking Warlords is great.
It's another one where you have a nice spinner controller for.
You need a good spinner controller for Warlords.
They should have put out a fucking spinner controller.
At the very least, they should have put out some goddamn paddles. Fucking paddles.
All right, anything else?
No, I'm done.
Let's put it this way. I will get one of these in 4 years when they're at the flea market. For $20.
Covered in fucking cheese sauce and chamoy. Just fucking crumbs all around them.
Or who knows, maybe they'll become an aftermarket collectible because they're not going to sell that many more once the release date actually hits. They'll sell them off the website direct. They'll put them on Amazon. They won't sell that many. So
I have no predictions for that, or it's just, it continues to be the it's like I said way back when we first talked about it. The most interesting thing about it is its look, and that continues to be the only thing that will probably ever be interesting about it.
You might put your penis on with something.
Might slap one around with it.